Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, our little wonderful children who are with us and who are also listening online later. So it's a great pleasure to be with you. Let us also offer our pranams to Prabhuji. And we'll begin with our prayers. Om Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyakjyotihi Parat Parat Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atma Jyotihi Shivosmyaham Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sada Shiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Parampara Narayana Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Parampara. So once again, real delight to be with all of you. We are looking at stories under the theme Glimpses of Great Lives. And we are looking at a series of stories woven around Bhagavan Buddha, the great world teacher. So I'll begin with the birth of a baby. You know, when a baby is born, there's a great celebration always, right? Don't you think so? So a baby brings joy. Now there was this Brahmin couple. The father Gagga was part of the court of King Pasenadi, who was the ruler at that time in this kingdom of Kosala. And then his wife was Mantani. Okay. So one night, a beautiful baby was born to this couple. And it is said, legend says, that in this whole kingdom, you know, powerful kings have big armies, and armies have a lot of weapons, right? So when this baby was born in the night, the minute it entered the world from its mother's womb, all the weapons in the kingdom, it is said, there was a lightning-like brightness for a moment, as though lightning was striking from each weapon, and then everything was normal. So this was a lovely baby boy, and when his horoscope was seen, you know, in those days, even now many times we look at the horoscope of a baby. So in those days, there were great astrologers who would predict the future of a baby by looking at the horoscope. In fact, even when Bhagavan Buddha was born, the astrologers predicted this baby is going to be either a Chakravartin. He will rule the entire world. He will rule the whole of earth, or he will be one of the greatest sannyasins and the world teacher of Dharma. We know what Buddha became, right? So in the same way, this was after the birth of Buddha, and they looked at the horoscope of this baby, and the astrologers said, it is a sad thing. This baby is very intelligent, but he is going to trouble the people a lot. He will create himsa. The parents were aghast. What kind of baby is born to us? Is it a demon or is it a human? So they said, we will try to create an atmosphere, an environment for the baby to grow up where there is no violence. Okay, so we will start with the name of the baby. We will call him Ahimsaka. We know that himsa means harm. Ahimsa means not harming anybody. So Ahimsaka means the one who never harms anyone. So that was the name they gave to the baby. Now this little boy, he didn't show any signs of aggression, any signs of violence, very sweet-tempered, extremely intelligent. He just had to hear something once and it would be internalized. He grew up to be a brilliant student. So he was sent to Takshashila. Takshashila was like the one of the greatest universities of those times. So this Ahimsaka, he went to Takshashila, and in Takshashila also he became a favorite with all the teachers. But you know, when somebody is very good and brilliant and is always coming first, etc., there may be people who are jealous of such a person, right? They may pretend not to be jealous, but they may be actually jealous inside. So like that, Ahimsaka also had many rivals. So these rivals didn't keep quiet. They would go and try to poison the minds of the teachers. In the beginning, the teachers didn't listen to them because they saw Ahimsaka seems to be brilliant, he seems to be virtuous, he seems to be really good. So they didn't believe what the rivals said. But slowly, these rivals were so clever, so convincing. One teacher started getting convinced that Ahimsaka was doing harmful things, was doing bad things. So when the time came for Ahimsaka to graduate from the university, you know, in those days, they had the system of Guru Dakshina, right? So the student would ask the teacher, Master, I'm so grateful to you for the wisdom that you have imparted to me. What can I give you in return? So depending upon the financial status of the student, the master would ask for a fee. But when Ahimsaka asked the teacher, what should I give you as Guru Dakshina? The teacher, who had become convinced that Ahimsaka was not a good student, he was evil, he said, bring me 1,000 little fingers. You know, out of 5 fingers, we have the smallest finger, the little finger. So bring me 1,000 little fingers from different people, and this little finger should belong to the right hand. So this was the Guru Dakshina asked by the teacher. So till now, whatever story that I have told you, it is actually one of the versions. Okay, there is no direct corroboration for this in the Buddha Charita, but based on what shall we say, references that are made, this legend has grown up. So that I have shared with you. So what did Ahimsaka do now? He had to collect 1,000 from human hands. He had to collect those little fingers. So first he tried, he went and he asked people, will you please give me the little finger of your right hand? You know, my guru has asked me to collect it for Guru Dakshin. Do you think anyone will be ready to allow Ahimsaka to cut off the little finger? Will we allow it? Definitely not, right? So everybody refused. So then Ahimsaka didn't know what to do. He thought it over. For him, giving the Guru Dakshina was very important. So he said, I will become a dacoit. I will, by force, I will start taking the little finger of people. So he went into the forest. He put on very fearsome clothes and he started terrorizing people. He would terrorize people, he would kill people, and he started collecting the little fingers. And in order to keep them safe, if he kept them somewhere, if he hung them on trees, he would put them somewhere, birds would come and eat them. So crows would come and take away the little fingers. So he came up with a plan. He said, I will wear it as a garland around my neck. So in Sanskrit, a finger is called anguli. And a garland of fingers is anguli mala. So his name, everybody forgot that his name was Ahimsaka, and they started calling him Angulimala. Everybody is terrified of Angulimala. 40 soldiers, 50 soldiers would go into the forest to capture him. And what would he do? Single-handed, because he was alone, single-handed, he would kill or scare away all the soldiers. He would come into the town, terrorize people, plunder the houses, kill citizens who stayed there, and he would collect their little fingers. So now he has collected 999 little fingers. How much should he collect for the Guru Dakshina? 1,000, right? So one more finger he has to collect. So he is in a forest near the town of Savatthi. And that day, Bhagavan Buddha is coming into the town. Buddha, didn't live anywhere. He would go from town to town, from kingdom to kingdom, because he wanted to preach the way, the Eightfold Path to everybody. So he is coming, just entering Savatthi, and he sees on all the fort walls, there are soldiers standing. Near all the entrances, there are soldiers standing. Near the forest, there are soldiers standing. And soldiers are carrying their swords and a shield. And those shields and swords are glinting in the hot sun. So Buddha looks around. What's the matter? Why are there so many soldiers everywhere? So he asks those soldiers, one soldier who is on the street where he is walking, he says, what's happening to Savatthi? Is it being attacked by enemies? Are you expecting an enemy attack to happen sometime soon? So that soldier says, Holy One, that is not our fear. Then what is your fear? We are all terrified of Angulimala. Oh, Angulimala, the one who wears the garland of little fingers? Why? What does he do? Tomorrow we have heard that he is planning to come and attack our town. The king has asked all of us to be on guard. not to allow him to come into the town, so that he doesn't terrorize the people. Oh, is that so? Bhagavan Buddha says, then I will go and talk to Angulimala. All the disciples of Buddha are coming. People who stay in the mango groves of Savatthi, they are coming to welcome their master, to offer their pranams to him. They are saying, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. They come close to the master and they hear him saying, I will go and talk to Angulimala. They start trembling. Master, don't enter the forest. Master, you don't know what kind of a person he is. Nobody has met Angulimala and survived. Please don't go. Buddha says, maybe he has need of my teaching. Master, if you are bent upon going and talking to him, we will ask King Pasenadi to send a little army with you. Let the guards go with you. Buddha laughs. Does Angulimala have need of guards? No. Perhaps he has need of the teaching. So they are not able to persuade him. Bhagavan Buddha walks into the forest. At that time, Angulimala is sharpening his weapons, sharpening his sword, and he's saying, adventure, adventure, conquest. I shall raid Savatthi tomorrow. No guards will stop me. No soldiers will stop me. Adventure, adventure. Then he sees there in the far distance, there is a yellow-robed monk walking. He's really astounded. Nobody dares to enter my forest. They tremble when they hear my name. How dare this monk come so calmly walking into my forest? So he starts running in order to capture the monk. He needs only one finger, remember, right? Only one finger. So if he goes and catches the monk, he can complete 1,000 fingers and give Guru Dakshina to his Guru. So he runs towards Bhagavan Buddha with his sword and bow and arrow. He's running. Bhagavan Buddha is walking calmly, quietly, slowly. No matter how fast Angulimala runs, he is not able to catch up with Buddha, though Buddha is just walking slowly. So Angulimala says, stop! Hey, you stop! Buddha keeps on walking, but he just looks back and he says, I have stopped. It is you who have not stopped. So Angulimala is very surprised. By now he is close to Bhagavan Buddha. So Buddha turns around and he gazes at Angulimala. Compassionate gaze. Because when he is coming into the forest, he asks his disciples, yes, you say that nobody has escaped from death when they have met Angulimala. But have they gone into the forest leaving fear? Have they gone into the forest with love and compassion and friendship in their hearts? So the disciples said, not so, Master. Not so have they gone. So Buddha, before entering the forest, has told his disciples, I will go. But you, all of you, sit down in meditation and keep your hearts at peace. Fill them with love towards Angulimala. That is the way in which you can assist me. You will not be helpful if you come physically with me, but add your love, add your peace, add your friendship. Sit without fear, he says. They're not able to sit without fear, but they try. And now Buddha is standing in front of Angulimala in the forest. Is he afraid? He has shed all fear. He is the fearless one. He is gazing at Angulimala with love, with compassion. He says, my friend, how are you? Nobody has called Angulimala friend before. Even his friends were competitive, they were rivals. Now, since he became a terrorist, nobody likes him. Nobody thinks of him as a friend, but here is Bhagavan Buddha addressing him as a friend. And that gaze of Buddha, just looking at Bhagavan Buddha, Angulimala, all his weapons fall from his hands. And he sits down beside the path. Buddha walks up to him, and Buddha is looking at him. Finally, very weakly, Angulimala tries to collect his thoughts, and he says, why are you here? What brings you into this forest? So Buddha says, you have need of me. I have need of you. He's trying to regain his aggressiveness, which is sort of melting in the presence of this great master. So he gathers a little bit of aggressiveness with difficulty, and he says, I have need of your finger, perhaps. So Buddha says, yes, take it, my friend. Take my finger if you want. But you have need of a great adventure. I have need of a great adventure. Yes, tomorrow. I will have a great adventure tomorrow, a great conquest. I'm going into Savatthi. All the guards are scared of me. Nobody will dare to attack me. I will conquer. So Buddha says, that is child's play to you, Ahimsaka. It is child's play to you. It is not a great adventure for you, maybe for somebody else, but not for you. I will show you a much greater adventure than that, a much greater conquest than that. Oh, are you a magician? Do you know magic? Because you were walking slowly and I was running so fast. But I could not catch up with you. So you must be a magician. Will you teach me magic? Is that your conquest? Is that your adventure? So Buddha says, magic. Yes, it is magic. And it is not magic also. I will teach you. I will take you to the greatest adventure of all. So slowly now, all the resistance in Angulimala is melting away. So much love, so much compassion is flowing. Waves and waves and waves are flowing from Bhagavan Buddha towards him. So he says, surprising himself, he says, I trust you. So Bhagavan Buddha says, beware, my friend, beware how you trust me. So Angulimala says, I'm not afraid. No one has called me friend, therefore I trust you. But what is my adventure? He says. So Bhagavan Buddha says, the greatest conquest of all is to conquer yourself. So Angulimala says, conquer myself? That sounds like nonsense. Everyone is scared of me. Everybody obeys me. I have conquered everyone. So why should I conquer myself? Where is the sense in that? So Buddha says, Yes, all the world is afraid of you. It obeys you. But you are a slave. You are a slave to your passions, to your lust, to your greed. You want to rob, you want to plunder, to your cruelty. You're killing people, you're harming them. So you are a slave. I will show you how to be free from all this. I will free you. You will no longer be a slave. You will be a master of yours. Angulimala finds this attractive. He says, adventure, power. I have always sought adventure and power. So Buddha says, but this adventure will bring you pain. It will bring you suffering. Angulimala says, I have never been scared of pain and suffering. My friend, it will take a long time, says Buddha. It will take a long time and it will be arduous. So immediately Angulimala says, yes, I have worked hard always in my life. I have been patient to achieve my goals. I have persevered. Then Buddha says, you will learn what is the meaning of fear. I who have never known fear, I will learn the meaning of fear. Yes. But what will I fear? You will fear your own evil deeds. Angulimala doesn't understand. He still doesn't have that subtleness. So he says, I don't understand, O Holy One, but I trust you. Therefore, I will follow you. But I have a doubt, I have a question. So Buddha says, what is your question, my friend? The minute you saw me and when I said, stop, you said, I have stopped, but you have not. At that time, you were still walking. And I had stopped and I was shouting to you. So why did you say that to me? So Buddha says, you have stopped. I said, I have stopped because I have stopped harming others. I don't do himsa. Intentionally, I never harm anyone. But you are continuously harming people still. Therefore, I said, I have stopped, but you have not. Then Buddha asks him one final time, Angulimala, are you ready to follow me? Are you ready for the greatest adventure? And Angulimala says, I am. So Buddha and Angulimala start walking together. Now we move back to Savatthi. Okay. King Pasenadi has come and he is talking to the disciples of Buddha. He says, where is the Holy One? I have come to welcome him to my city. Where is he? So all the disciples say, what can we say, O King? Our master has gone into the forest to bring back Angulimala with him. King says, bring back Angulimala? The disciple says, yes. And one disciple asks, O King, if Angulimala comes back with our great master, what will you do? The king says, I will execute him. I will behead him as early as possible. He has caused great harm to all of us. And in the distance, that disciple sees, what does he see? Bhagavan Buddha is coming out of the forest. And with Buddha, another monk in yellow robes is walking. Bhagavan Buddha had a lot of forethought. He had confidence. So he had taken a spare robe with him and he has dressed Angulimala in the robes. He has initiated him as a monk and he is bringing him back. The king has not yet seen those two monks. Now this disciple asks, but king, suppose Angulimala comes as a yellow-robed one. He comes as a Buddhist monk with the master. Then what will you do? The king says, really? I don't think he will ever do that. But if he does, what to do? I will have to extend my protection to him just as I have extended protection to all of you. And by then, Bhagavan Buddha is there with Angulimala. And Buddha says, O king, my respects to you. Here is a new bhikkhu, a new monk. Meet brother Angulimala. The king looks at him, that face has terrorized everybody for so many years. Everybody knows that face. King sees that face and the king begins to shiver in fear. Buddha says, O king, don't worry. Angulimala is now never going to harm anybody. He's a part of my Sangha. Please extend your protection to him. So Angulimala goes down to the king and he says, I have harmed many people. I have killed many people. I have tortured many people. I have made all of you live in fear for so many years. But now I come in peace. I come with friendship. But I know that my evil deeds, whatever I did, those seeds of evil that I sowed will sprout. It will come back to me, but I am ready to meet it. It is the greatest adventure of my life, and I will conquer, he says. The king feels touched and he goes away. But Bhagavan Buddha says, now you will have to go and beg your alms, take a begging bowl, you'll have to go into the town. You'll have to ask people to give you food, because we in the Sangha, we go and beg. That is our way of life. But when you go, the villagers are not going to be as forgiving as the king. They will want their revenge because you have harmed their families, you have harmed their loved ones. They will seek revenge. But go in peace. Don't react to anything they say. Don't react to anything they do. Keep love and peace and friendship in your heart. Accept whatever they give you. So Angulimala goes into the village. And then he comes back after a few hours. His clothes are torn. His head is bleeding. Wounds all over his body. One of his eyes have been taken out. But he is smiling. He comes and prostrates at the feet of Buddha. You were right, Master. The villagers were not forgiving to me. They threw stones. They hit me. They gouged out my eye. They scolded me to their heart's content, and I let them do it. Whenever I got angry, I remembered your words, and I would bring back peace into my heart. And I would remember it is my own evil deeds coming back to me. So Buddha said, are you content? Angulimala says, I am content, O Lord. I am content. This is the greatest adventure. It is the greatest conquest. And this conquest, says Buddha, will bring you everlasting bliss. All your other conquests, at that time they were satisfying. Because of that, you are accumulating so much of bad karma. They gave you joy when you did it, and you harmed others when you did it. And after some time, that joy would fade away, and you would want one more adventure, one more conquest, harm more people. But now you are free. You are freed from that cycle. Meditate. Enter the stream of nirvana. Conquer yourself. This is the greatest conquest, says Angulimala, the greatest adventure. So the Buddha Charita tells us that Angulimala, in a very few years, he applied himself so well to his sadhana, and he was so loving and kind to people. Slowly they forgave him. They forgot after a while that he had been such a great terrorist. And Angulimala became enlightened. We also try to convince people, right? King Pasenadi told Buddha, I tried using the sword to conquer Angulimala, but you did it with love. That is the greatest way to transform somebody. So when we also try to convince people, sometimes it is very hard, right? People are not ready to believe us. People are not ready to accept what we say. But if we do it with love and friendship and peace, with the intention of bringing the best to whoever we are talking to, then maybe like Bhagavan Buddha, we will also be able to bring wisdom, bring knowledge, and bring peace and bliss to the people with whom we interact. So this is the story I wanted to share with all of you today. I know it is a well-known story, and yet to me it is always an inspiring story, especially the dialogue that went on between Buddha and Angulimala. What Buddha said, how he responded, again what Buddha said finally. So, and how the love of Buddha was so all-encompassing. That always inspires me. And I hope all of you enjoyed the story too. How did you like it?
Yes, Vaniji.
Who is that? Akshat. What did
Yes,
you like
Ji.
about it, Akshat?
Ji, when Angulimala was very calm and he actually but did not understand what Buddha was saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He was very calm. I also feel that
You also?
I want to feel that calmness.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Then how did Vaibhav? I can see then. Vaibhav, how did you like it?
Ma'am, I like the dialogue of Bhagavan Buddha
Mm-hmm.
that I have stopped, but you haven't stopped.
Oh, wonderful. That's a very famous dialogue, you know. One of the very famous dialogues of the story is, I have stopped, but you have not. Yeah. Why did you like it, Vaibhav?
Ma'am, because it was telling that we should be good.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. What about Sanvi, Pancham, Jikisha?
Ji, I like that how Buddha convinced Angulimala.
Mm. Okay.
And why I like that because he did not give up that he's someone let him do what he is doing.
Exactly. Right?
Yes,
Then what else did you like?
that's
Okay. Sanvi?
Gee, I liked where Buddha gave a chance to Angulimala, though he knew that he was he was a thief and a murderer.
Isn't
Yes.
that a great thing?
Yes, Ji, he gave a chance to everybody.
Yeah. Normally, if somebody tells us that person is not good, you don't help him, or then we tend to judge somebody, the other person, and maybe we are not as helpful as we would have been. No, but Bhagavan Buddha, even though he was such a big dacoit and terrorist, and he would have killed him maybe, but still he gave him an opportunity. That's amazing.
Yes, Ji, Buddha wasn't afraid of him.
Yeah. Why do you think Buddha was successful? Is it easy to transform a terrorist, transform a big dacoit?
No,
like
Ji,
that?
first they have to get into their mind and put good thoughts in it.
Ah, wonderful, Sanvi. Very nice.
Thanks, Vaniji.
All of you, why do you think Bhagavan Buddha was successful? Akshat?
Ma'am, because he taught Angulimala in a calm way, or he did not say that in rude way.
Okay. If
So
I'm
just-
not feeling friendly towards somebody, okay, inside I don't like somebody, but outside if I smile nicely and I say, very nice, so nice to meet you, will it have a good effect, do you think?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am, as there will be a expression in some expression in the face where that will be shown.
Okay, suppose I am very good at acting. I don't show any expression on my face. Then
Then
will
it's
it be
difficult.
effective?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am, the guilt which we have will be troubling us.
And the other person will feel something, no? The feeling that we have inside, though we don't show it outside, so way of being, the other person can feel that. Don't you think so?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And also we also feel it. So with Bhagavan
Yes,
Buddha, what was the greatest thing about this story according to you? Everybody, anyone.
Ma'am, Bhagavan Buddha was friendly.
Bhagavan Buddha was
Friendly.
friendly. Yes. Wonderful. He was friendly. Though he should have been scared actually, he was not scared. He was friendly. So that's a great
Yes,
thing about the story. Then, anyone else? Okay. I think that was great sharing, Akshat. I see you unmuting. You want to say something?
He was very calm, Ji.
We can't hear you, Akshat.
He was very calm.
He was very calm. Yeah, that was a great thing. Okay. So wonderful sharing from all of you. And I really enjoyed exploring the story with you. So should we end with the ending prayers, or what shall we do, Purnima?
Yeah, ending prayer, please.
Okay. So let's have the ending prayers. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananu Nane Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Atmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Satyadarshanam. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi